We are here in the Bahamas.
We are going to make it right.
If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know?
Great job, brother. It was fun to meet you all the
What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out.
Don't eat. Something that pop your butt.
Yeah. Oh, I can.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto. And the question is, will you be my Valentine? Will you be my Valentine today? The question is, why am I not wearing a Cupid outfit today? It's very unfortunate. But fun fact, we've never worn a Cupid outfit on Valentine's Day. We changed Valentine's Day one year to April.
Did we? Oh, yeah.
Because remember, I wore the Cupid costume. Everybody remembers it as Valentine's Day.
Right.
But it was the day that Ethereum hit $2,500. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I know y'all are upset. People are really upset. For good reason. Anytime you don't get to see me shirtless, it's disappointing. It's disappointing for people. All right. So guys, today we're going to be talking about, what's going on with the CPI numbers. Obviously, that's something that's very important. I feel like that kind of happened yesterday, but Bitcoin took a pretty big fall yesterday. And then, of course, it retraced. And where's it sitting at right now?
22.
22.
Really, we should be green. Boom.
We should be green. Yeah, there we go. Green. So, yeah, it's up right now. Look at that big pump. Man, how high did it go? What is this? The 12-minute chart? Frank, God, no crackheads, man. They'll kill me with that. Kill me with that 12-minute chart. Where are y'all getting these minutes from? The Fed? Using the Fed minutes? Is that what it is? This is the hourly chart. Yeah, you can see we've had a lot of volatility. You get a lot of volatility on these days where we have these big announcements and numbers that matter for the macros and stuff like that. So
it pretty much did play out, though, kind of how we were talking about yesterday, where it right on the announcement, it went down just a little bit. People digest the numbers. And even though the numbers weren't great, they were higher than what was expected, inflation, we still recovered afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just keeps,
No, I'm not shirtless. I've actually got my Ben shirt on.
Yeah. I wanted to wear my TJ shirt, but I can't find it. I'm very upset. I'm very jealous that he got to wear me and I didn't get to wear him. Makes me very upset. But the point is, Bitcoin has been very resilient over this time. We are looking for this drop to 20,000. I mean, at this point, we're so close to it, within $2,000 of filling in the CME gap, that I wish we just go ahead and do it. If we don't, this is what you have to understand about these CME gaps. They exist as a magnet. They're a magnet because institutional buy orders are set there. They're also a magnet because every time the price starts dropping, people are going to say, it's going to $19,995. Like every single time people are going to say that, you're going to get sick of hearing it until it happens. And so it's just going to be better if it goes in, fills that gap, and then goes back up. So we're also going to be talking about Brian Armstrong going to Washington, D.C. just after we called him out yesterday. He went to Washington, D.C.
Well, he was actually probably there while we were talking about it.
Fun times. And let's see, we don't have Twitter Buzz today. We're going to talk about Ethereum. We're going to talk about ApeCoin. And we're going to be talking about, what's going on in Japan with XRP. Excited about XRP. Where's my XRP army at? Go ahead and throw it up.
I guess the Japan, that was a big relisting probably on an exchange out there probably or something along those lines? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I saw something about that.
Are we going to start seeing more of those? A lot of people think we might. I'm not 100% sure, but, double bottom coming. Save your fiat. We're going to go back down to 15, you think, sir? Generally speaking, it's from Dennis Wolf. Generally speaking, I enjoy filling gaps. How are y'all doing on Valentine's Day? I know this is much different than last year. Last year, you probably had a girlfriend. This year, you're trying to figure out how do you get a girlfriend from such low portfolio numbers? And I wish I had the answer for you. You go check out hitmerch.com and you can preemptively order a Bitcoin Love or Bitcoin Valentine's Day shirt for your girlfriend for next year. See, that's manifesting. That's how you manifest price of Bitcoin to go up.
I think that's they're running a special on those Bitcoin. Yeah, the limited offer on the Bitcoin Love shirt. There's only, I think, 47 of those left.
Oh, wow.
So I'll drop the link in the chat.
Drop it in the chat. And guys, don't forget to hit that like button. It's the number one thing you can do as a member of the BitSquad to not only help with the channel and to get more people viewing, but also just for Bitcoin and crypto adoption. Because the more people that see this video, the more people are going to know about crypto, and that's a good thing. Let's see. Mark Hospian says him and his wife finally have a girlfriend they agree on. Yeah. Girlfriends drain my resources to gain crypto. You ever seen Charles Hoskinson with a girlfriend? I posted this at a meetup.
I have not.
I mean, there's only one famous picture of him with a female that I know of that even exists.
Yeah.
I don't know. Charles Hoskinson. I don't know.
A female that was referenced on the show yesterday, actually.
What's that?
A female that was referenced on the show yesterday.
Yeah, she was. I won't ask him about that. But yeah, I think that have you ever thought about that?
Yeah. I mean, I've actually noticed, I'm sure it's hard for people to relate, and then you get very, I'm sure, leery of people's true motivations once you hit a certain point. But yeah, I mean, there's actually a lot of.
Have you seen him in the garden with the black shirt on?
Yeah.
What motivations? What? If you see Charles Hoskinson wearing a black shirt in a garden and that don't get you hot?
He's a pretty cool guy. Hawk, he had the hawk on the shoulder picture
Falcon,
too.
I think.
Falcon. Yeah, you're right.
We both have falcons on our shoulders.
Yeah. Mushroom farmer.
Charles did have a girlfriend, but something happened.
Oh.
I have seen Hoskinson with a woman before in one photo. That's probably the one we were talking about. So all fun on that though.
Charles's domestic partner is Falcon.
Should Charles do an OnlyFans? Maybe. What would his angle be on an OnlyFans?
I don't know.
Huh. He's not in a feed, I don't think. It
has to be something in the garden. You have to be doing something in the garden.
The bear. No. I don't want to say that. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Guys, don't forget to check out us on Twitter over here. Over 1 million followers. My egg is cracked. We made it so far with the Bitcoin egg. I think it's gone. I think I'm going to get rid of it here. Let's go ahead and unpin that. I don't know what I want to pin, but I know it's not that egg. Let's see. Oh.
There he is. That's a good picture.
Is he 13 in that picture?
That's good.
That's the youngest. That's got to be AI, right?
Probably.
That's the youngest picture I've ever seen. But he's younger than me. You guys know he's only 30. What is he, 35?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
34, I'm 35. Yeah, I don't know when his birthday is.
I know I'm older than him by a good bit. The SEC, breaking. The SEC is considering going after Bitcoin because the price sometimes goes up and sometimes goes down. Sources are saying oranges are also becoming a high-level target for the SEC because the BTC logo kind of looks like an orange if you squint. Kind of does. So, you know what? SEC is just going after everybody these days. So, yeah, guys, I have not been tweeting very much. I should be, really. All right. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram as well. Of course, you can get access to all of these different accounts at bitboycrypto.com. Here's a Valentine's Day for you guys. Roses are red. Violets are blue. I'll keep you in the chat if you're not low IQ. That's a good one. Did Molly make that?
She did.
Good job, Molly. You're the best. Make sure to check out Catching Up to Crypto, available on Barnes & Noble and Amazon. You want to check out some of our cool hit merch. Oh, I forgot to show this the other day. Where are these hoodies? They're in the front. These are
the hoodies are the one that
are they sold out?
No, that's the one that there's only 42 left of that I was talking about.
That's it. So, oh, you're gonna grab one?
Thanks. Oh, the iHeart NFTs. Got it.
Yeah, the iHeart NFTs, as you guys can see here. Limited edition only, $44.99. That's a good price for a hoodie.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Does that? You guys see it? Got a pocket. See the pocket?
Mm-hmm.
Binance, we're looking at you. Binance hoodie. Let's get a pocket on that thing. If it doesn't have a pocket, it's not a hoodie. I'm sorry. Got to have one. Hitmerch.com. You can go to and check it out. We've got all of our merch there available. Click menu, see all of our products. And then you can see we've got all kinds of stuff here. You can wear these pants, BitBoy joggers, and you can pull them up over your calves and you can be like Frank. Marionette, what is this one? The Candle Mafia?
Yeah.
Why does Frank think he gets his own brand? Why does Frank think he can come on my merch store? Okay.
Well, because it's a community merch store.
Community. Do we like the Candle Mafia? Are we cool with them?
Yeah, we love the
We're on good terms with them?
Yeah, there's a lot of Candle Mafia in the chat right now.
Okay. Cool.
Look, you don't want to piss the Mafia off, right? You want them on your side. You don't want them against you.
I'm saying I like Frank. You won't hear me say anything bad about Frank. You wouldn't hear me say it. Anything about Frank the bad. He's a good guy, great guy. I'm looking at the rear view a little bit.
Hey,
Cano Mafia work.
You know what? That's the thing. You won't hear anybody else say anything bad about him either. They love him.
No, that's right. They're going to end up at the bottom of the ocean. You know, everybody knows that. The Cano Mafia, they don't play. Here we got some.
There you go. Look at
Come on, Morel.
Candles
Here's
in the
Morel.
chat.
Morel, show your beautiful shirts here. You're out of breath, man.
Ran a long way.
We do not go easy on our employees. They have to run everywhere they go and do 20 push-ups at the end. Yeah, here we go. We got some beautiful Bitcoin shirts. Look at this. Amazing. Amazing. Guys, remember, you're thinking next year, you may have a girlfriend in one of these, believe it or not. So make sure you get the right size so she can wear it after hours. All right. Thank you, Morel. Okay. All right. Let's get into the show. Market Watch. Here we go. Scott Melker's going to come on. Wolf of Wall Street's here in about 1 minute. I'm going to pull it on. I'm just going to look at the numbers here real quick for you guys. Happy Valentine's Day from CoinMarketCap. Over $1 trillion again. Over $1 trillion in market cap. That's good. 24-hour volume, 57 billion. Bitcoin dominance, 41.6%. ETH dominance, 18.5%. 13.5 Paraguays will get you an ETH transaction. Bitcoin is actually up over the last 24 hours. Look at all the Cano Mafia in the chat. My gosh.
They run deep,
wow.
man.
They are not playing.
No.
I should get one in Ethereum for Ryan Sean Adams. Yeah, we're writing the book, writing the next book, Catching Up to FTX. And man, I tell you what, going back through all that stuff is how all this started. It's pretty crazy how everything happened. We love people with glasses, though. That's what we want everybody to know. Ethereum at 1538. Just look at the biggest movers of the day. We'll bring Scott on. GMX, Singularity, there it is, moving again, up 17%. Only Coin, Onyx Coin. Render Token continue to do well. Phantom continue to do well. Lido, the Graph, Optimism. I mean, you're seeing the ones that have been doing well in the cycle so far, continuing to do well. So, all right, let's go ahead and bring on Scott.
I don't see Scott in the wings right now. I know he checked in, so why don't we do some stories, and then as soon as he pops in, I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. All right. Tell me about the BitLab updates. Is that up here? Oh, the updates are coming.
Oh, BitLab 2.0. Yeah, we've recorded about 50 videos. I actually shot one this morning on an intro to Bitcoin and blockchain, just explaining a lot of that different stuff. And I think there's 50 plus different videos and lessons coming, getting updated very, very soon.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. We can't, I shot some videos yesterday as well for BitLab. Got to finish that. It's such a long script it was, but they get broken down into mini videos. I didn't know that. So I thought it was 5 minutes of recording right before around the blockchain. Yeah. And I went down there and started recording. I've been recording for 15 minutes and it said, yada, yada, yada. Don't worry. We'll come back to that much later in this video. Okay, cool. So I'm not even close to done. Yeah. What's that? Breaking it in multiple videos. I like it. Short, sweet, good. You guys can check out, Catch Up to Crypto, BitLab Academy. They're going to work together to help you get everything you need to know or get everywhere you need to be in crypto. So, all right. Yeah. I don't know what happened there. Disappeared. Maybe I have to refresh or no?
No. He checked in around 10:30. I popped in and out a couple times. But he did his sound check, but he's not here right now.
Okay. Yeah. Just text him real quick. We were like 2 or 3 minutes over, I think. I was trying to be respectful of his time. Sometimes I go 10 minutes over. With Scott, I was only 2 minutes over when I checked. All right, here we go. Back to CoinMarketCap. We'll take a look at Bitcoin here as well. Let me pull up my Bitcoin chart. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Nope, wrong one. There it is. Okay. Come watch BitBoy Crypto struggle with TradingView. It's one of everyone's favorite pastimes. 12:30?
No, it's right. Tell him it's right now.
What's today? Wednesday? Okay, that's fine. We'll come back to him. Just tell him whenever he's back, he's comfortable. I mean, if it's 12:30, that'll be fine.
I'm not sure. Is he on Eastern time?
Yeah. I'm not sure what happened there. Interesting. I wonder if we have that 12:30 time slot. We usually have XRP guests or somebody from another coin, but those are usually the ones we have that time. But it's fine. It's no big deal either way. People get to watch me look like an idiot for a few minutes. This is their favorite thing to do every single day. Watch me do charts. So here we go. Looking at Bitcoin, we are on the, what chart are we on here? Why is this so weird? Where is the view only mode? Because I'm logged out, I think. Let me log back in the right account here real quick. Hold on. And it starts right off the beginning, right off the rip. So getting in the right account.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
Yeah.
Like that'll tell you everything you need to know.
Sorry, I sometimes on Basement, I'll try to pull it up and it's on a teeny tiny little, like the smallest Mac product that exists outside of like an iPad mini. And it's very hard to do any kind of charting on that thing. On a trackpad, on, you know.
Nightmare. Okay. Now, here we go. We are here now. Okay. All right. So we are on the, let's go to the hourly chart here. We were looking yesterday at this range here. Let's see. BC bull pennant going up shortly. Well, it is going up right now, actually. If you look here, we drew these lines yesterday and they held serve pretty well. You could look right here and you could see that it bounced right off the top of that line, came down, or it would start to come down, but instead it never truly did. And it knocked against the ceiling, went down, knocked against the ceiling, and then it went up and it didn't look back. And so guess where I took a great short? Right there. Right there. That was a painful one. That was a painful one because I was very confident. Every time I'm confident in a trade, I lose. There's a lesson in that. I'm telling you, every time the 4 trades I've lost the most money on, and I'm not straight or standing up straight. The 4 trades I've lost the most money on in the last 3 weeks have been all 4 of the trades that I would have told you what I would put in. There's no way these can lose. I was 100% sure I knew where I was going. All the ones where I'm like, I think it's going this way. And I go in, I have much better success with those. There's something to be said about that. It's almost like when every sign is pointing to one thing, you get the opposite. That's why people use a lot of retail sentiment as reverse indicators. Because if everybody's bullish, something's not right there. So yesterday I was very sure in this trade. And, it definitely sucked. I thought I left it open all night. And I was just like, no problem. I would go up about 20%. It'd go back to even. It'd go up 20%. Go back to even. And I woke up this morning and I had gotten stopped out. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And I looked at the price. I was like, holy smokes. It shot straight up. And right now we went all the way up to 22,329. And I think what you're seeing right now is you're seeing the release of the pressure from the CPI numbers. But I don't understand why we're making such a big deal about, I don't know why we're making such a big deal about the CPI numbers right now. This is the only month that I know of to where we've been looking, watching, waiting for the chart, see what's going to, or everybody's living and dying by these CPI numbers. Is it because we don't have a Fed meeting next month and maybe everybody's putting more focus on that? The Fed meetings, yes. The Fed meetings, we knew when those announcements came out that we were going to have a lot of volatility. When did these CPI numbers actually come out?
Yeah,
that's when they're supposed to come out. But were they not leaked yesterday?
No, I mean, there was...
yesterday, I saw content saying, yesterday afternoon, that the numbers were more heavily manipulated than they had ever been, and they were going to come out exactly holding serve with where they're supposed to be. And that's what happened, isn't it?
No, they actually came out a little higher.
They came out,
and they revised it
like bad higher?
What's that? Bad higher, yeah.
Oh, okay.
0.2 higher.
Okay.
They'd revised it up 0.1 initially, and then people were thinking it should come on that expectation, and then it came out 0.2 higher than the revised number from the weekend.
So they did a revised number, try to meet it in the middle.
Yeah.
So, but we're still down over last month?
I don't know.
What's the actual CPI?
6.4.
What was it last month?
I don't know.
Let's double check it. Forex? Forex calendar? Okay. Great. On my Forex calendar, I only have lavish photo shoots on yachts. And then I show you how I made all the money with Forex on Instagram.
You gotta have big stacks of cash too.
Oh yeah. So you know what I do? I answer the phone with cash. Hello?
Yeah. There you go.
Hello? That's what I do.
Prop money.
If you've never held cash up to your ear like it's a phone, you're poor. I'm sorry.
Cash is dirty.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't want
I like it dirty. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Here's the numbers. Thank you, Kelly, for that.
Chat's
Kelly,
coming in right around the same time.
can we do let's do some housekeeping here on the channel right now that nobody else cares about but us. I want to get to where we can send a live segment to the white stream video or the whiteboard, and like I don't know, every once in a while you can come on and do some data, look at some data charts, and it'd be like in a different place. So we'll go from here to a different set where you're at, and then it'll come back to me.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I mean we want to be like CNN.
Let's do it. So it looks like it would.
Yeah, no, we want to be just like CNN here at BitSquad Crypto. We love CNN. We love. Oh no, we're actually going to do the real news, but yeah, the setup will look similar. Okay, the numbers here are. It came in. The forecast was 6.2. The actual was 6.4, and the previous was 6.5.
Yeah.
So okay, so we came in 1.1% lower than the previous, and 0.2% higher than the forecast. So I don't know. Overall, those numbers are not. You're right; they're not great, but we still saw the release of the pressure.
Yeah, well, because that's what I'm saying.
What were people expecting? How bad were people expecting it to be?
Exactly. I feel like it was baked in because a lot of people are keying in on these numbers right now, and realistically, like you're saying, they matter, but they're not nearly as significant as people are creating them to be. Like a 0.1 difference, a 0.2 difference. Yeah. So people, I think, in expectation of volatility, just back off, take money off the table, wait for it to come out, and they're like, okay, we're back in, and then here we go again.
The number one way I see traders lose is trying to make a big decision based on news. Is like, okay, we've got these CPI numbers coming out. We don't want the volatility, so let's take our money out. Let's put it in stable coins. Okay, great. What happens if the price goes up? Now you've lost your entry. Now you're actually buying more expensive Bitcoin than you were before. It is a very difficult proposition to be able to move in and out of stable coins profitably to take advantage of the price of Bitcoin going up or down. It's much harder than it sounds. You look at the chart and you say, oh my gosh, well, if I just would have sold here and then bought in here, and well, yeah, that if you could do all that, you'd probably be Scrooge McDuck. You'd have all the money because you know exactly what to do. You'd be Sam Bankman-Fried. Okay. The fact is, it's very hard to time this stuff. And so for my money, I would rather take advantage of leverage trading and try to trade the volatility. Or if it's too volatile, just sit out for a little bit and then go in with the leverage trade. I wouldn't do it from a spot perspective and like, I think this news is going to be bad, so I'm going to sell. How many times, TJ, in 2017, were you in some kind of altcoin and you were like, all right, here comes this big news. I need to pile into this one. Or, oh man, something bad's coming. Let me jump out. Yeah. And then it always did. It always screwed you.
Yep.
You always got screwed on that proposition. If you got out of it, then the price pumped. If you bought a bunch of it, man, I bought so much Tron ready for that Justin Sun announcement on that Friday night, man.
The
announcement, man. I tell you, I was so excited. It was it was January 2018. The market was peaking. Tron was the big news story. It was making waves. They had a big special announcement on Friday night. They were going to do a live stream, Justin Sun live stream. They're going to tell us they're partnered with Alibaba. Yep. Everybody knew that's what was coming. We were so excited. We're all by our phones. We're watching portfolio on one hand, watching on the laptop, getting ready to watch a live stream. I'd never heard Justin speak before. Comes out speaking, and now keep in mind, I think English is his 7th language.
Yeah.
He sounds like the biggest bumbling idiot you've ever heard. He was just like, and so Tron is good. Partnerships. Like, it's literally what it sounded like. For 30 minutes, it was that. For 30 minutes, that's what he talked about.
And the entire 30 minutes.
Woo! That's where I learned by the rumor sell the news. That's where I learned the announcement of the announcement. Man, if you were there during that time, I feel bad for somebody. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Get the book, Catch Up with Crypto. You're gonna find out a lot of stuff that you missed. But what I want to tell you is that there's some fun stuff I wish you could have experienced. Yeah. My times back in 2017 with some of that stuff was absolutely phenomenal. Those are the memories you can't buy. All right, so let's figure out where Bitcoin's going right now. Now, right now, we have had on the hourly chart, we have had, as you guys can see down here on Market Cipher, we have a lot of influence or a lot of things right here saying that the price is probably going to go down here. We're building a top here on the significant movement.
Hey, you did it.
Yeah, I did. I finally figured it out. Down here on Market Cipher, we've got a, what? Why is that not? That's weird. Oh, because it was at the top. Okay. We got a red dot here on top of the momentum wave. We have the Extrema. It's been in the range, but it's been in the green for a while now. And you can see it kind of rotates back and forth between the red and the green pretty regularly. I don't have the volume pulled up. I don't have that indicator on here. But the long and short of it is we're getting a lot of signs right now to see that we're going to see a big pullback. But what you have to keep in mind is a lot of times when you see these pullbacks, when you see the indicators start firing off, sometimes it's already pulled back, right? So if you look here, I mean, what kind of pullback is this from the top of this pump to where we're at right now? So from the top of this pump, let's see. Oh, cool. Okay. Well, I did that wrong, but nice. Okay. Let's try it again. Look at that. God, Kelly, this is why I have you around. Pro Trading View Guide, Pro Trading View Guide on BitLab Academy. Check it out. Thanks, Kelly. It's down 1.58% in the last 3 hours. So are we going to see more of a downward swing? That's why it's really good if you can catch these trend reversals on these. I tell you what, man, I have not been paying a lot of attention to these blue triangles on Market Cipher A, but man, they are great indicators. I think this is probably the most underused thing on Market Cipher I've realized after watching it over the last, so many months or getting back into trading here hard the last 6 weeks. I mean, look at the trend reversal right here. You get one and look, it goes sideways, but then you get a pump. And then you get some downward momentum. Here, you see the reversal. That was a big wick. It went down from there. Those blue triangles is where you can kind of see the pivot between one cycle of the chart and the next cycle of the chart. Hey, Ben, you think after today's pump, we can still fill that CME gap? Yeah, of course we can. I mean, we're only at 22. I mean, we're not.
It's going to be a long year, guys.
Yeah, guys, long year. What was the last super chat? Don't think I got it. Hi from Luxembourg. Thank you, Skill. I love you guys. What if Dirty Gary goes after every altcoin? Could he destroy them because he thinks they're all securities? Guys, we're really overestimating Gary Gensler's power here. Okay. He can go after everybody he wants to go after. The precedent has already set secondary market is not securities. Case over. Like, there's no reason for us to put any stock into what Gary Gensler's saying anymore.
Also, I mean, I feel like a lot of people, I mean, obviously, if you're here in the U.S., you're very keyed in on what the SEC is doing. But blockchain industry, crypto industry is very international. And what the U.S. does, sure, it will set a tone, but it wouldn't, like the question, could he destroy them, push them all to zero? No, because there's markets that exist all over the world that do want this technology.
Yeah. Bless you. Yeah, I felt that coming. Woo. Yeah, guys, around the world, they're ready to move on with or without them. But a lot of people are saying that, sorry, I got an itch in my nose here.
Now that people are going to.
Okay. The point is, here come the cocaine rumors.
I was just about to say.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm good. No, I'm good. Good. I need to jump off set for just a second.
Yeah, that's what it's like. I
Does
just need like 5 minutes and then like 20
Anybody
minutes.
got any cash on them?
Yeah, any 20 minutes later, you show back up.
I thought it was 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
The point is, though, is that Gary Gensler can't go after everything. And it's really just sad to see this theater play out. The Coinbase insider trading case we talked about yesterday, they're going to go after the insider trader. Those 9 coins, they considered securities. There he said if library is a security, they said. And still on the secondary market, it's not. Why we're scared at this point of Gary Gensler, this grown man in a bald Christmas elf's body. Like, I don't understand why people are scared of this guy. You understand he just has words, right? Yep. You understand all of these lawsuits he puts out. You know they have to back those up. You know they have to actually do work and prove what they're saying. This is just like me saying that, I'm going to sue Gary Gensler because, he's a bad representation of lizard people. I can sue him for that. I can. I can actually take that to court and I can sue him over it. Now,
you're not going to win.
It'll get thrown out before it even gets to a place of winning or losing. But the fact is, you can say anything. That's all they're doing. They're putting, when you sue someone, you sue every person that's in their network that could possibly be associated with whatever the wrongdoing was. Or
actually, I was seeing a story today about Elizabeth Warren, the banking broad, pushing and lobbying, like recruiting for anti-crypto lobbying and getting a lot of support from lobbyists that are behind big banks.
The banking broad.
Right. And that actually, not saying she's actually going to succeed, but that to me is more viable of having actual impact than Gary Gensler at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
Big banking lobbyists, they have some reach in Congress, and that's more, of a concern.
What is his play here?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have anything. All he's doing is he's trying to make a splash on his way out. Hey, but you want to say that for later or no?
No, do it now.
Hey, Ben, TJ's from Corey, Tune In Daily. Well, we know you. We see it, Corey. And from what it sounds like in the space, coins that have the most hype is layer 2s and AI for the next bull run. Do you think that tracks? Yeah. There's also another one that is kind of be next. ZK coins. So,
I would swap layer 2s for ZKs. They kind of go hand in hand, but it's a little more niche on the niche.
Yeah. But I just really want to go back. I really want people to understand how little power Gary Gensler has. He doesn't, anyone can accuse anyone of anything. That doesn't mean that he's bringing crypto down. In fact, he's got to be extremely frustrated that the more he tries to do and the worse picture he tries to paint crypto as, the stronger the community gets and the more people hate him. And the more people rise up against what he's trying to do. He's not going to win. It's over. It's already over. It's just a matter of time and watching things play out right now. Do not be scared of Gary Gensler, please. I tell you what, a fight between Gary Gensler and Chamath Palihapitiya, that's what I want to see. I want to see those two pencil necks go at it because I think it would be probably the greatest fight known to mankind in history. Who could lose the most? I don't know. Who are you taking there? Gary Gensler or Chamath? Both pussies.
Yeah, I think I would actually take Chamath on this one.
Woo! Hot take.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Just because
Chamath's 6'1". He's, Gary Gensler's only, I think he's the size of an average male American at 5'10".
Yeah, I just think,
Chamath's tall, taller than the average.
I don't know. That's a tough one because it's like Chamath, more VC free market. And then Gary more political. I was gonna say the politicians fight dirty, but so do the VC guys.
Oh yeah.
So
they pay the politicians.
Right. I think
Chamath probably pay Gary to take a dive.
That's kind of what I'm saying. I take the money over the political seat, I think is what I'm thinking.
No, I mean a literal fist fight.
Oh, I know what you mean. I'm just tying it back to things that, I could actually make a decision based on.
Well, I wonder what Chamath would do if he had to actually throw a fist at somebody. Like, I would love to see that. It would be like from a one of those stupid comedy movies, like Scary Movie or something, where like Chamath actually throws a punch. It would be the funniest thing anybody had ever seen his attempt to do that.
Kind of like Canada shooting down an aircraft.
It's exactly like Canada shooting down an aircraft. I was so shocked. And then you find out, no, it didn't really happen.
Yeah, no,
what you'll find out is Chamath didn't actually throw the punch.
Right.
He paid somebody to do it.
A mechanical arm.
Mechanical arm, yeah.
AI did it.
Yeah, AI, exactly. ChatGPT. How do I knock out Gary Gensler? Okay, ChatGPT. First, Chamath, please take off your turtleneck. No one will take you seriously when you wear that ridiculous thing. So it makes him look like a rock'em sock'em robot target, Just get the neck. Okay. All right, that was fun. I would love to see those guys fight. That was the most fun segment we've done all week. So, all right, Bitcoin price consolidation below 22K and at risk of sharp decline. Bitcoin price consolidating between 21.5 and 22,000. It feels kind of like we're moving back into that lack of volatility range almost.
Yep.
Right where we are between like 16, 17K. Kind of feels a little similar. So
boring range.
Chamath is brainier than you, mate? Okay. First of all, his head is like the size of a peanut, right? It's not even a big head. So how he could fit a bigger brain in there than I have, I don't know. But that's not the argument. The argument is not who's smarter. The argument is who would win. That's it, guys. People like you, you're the reason people like you lose. There you go. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Fib retracements related to that. Third biggest Bitcoin withdrawal to date, $130 million. And I tell you, if you support Chamath, then you have big brains too, sir. Because, man, let me tell you, there's nobody I love to support more than someone that literally laughs in my face for dumping on me and says, we dumped all our Solana. You're still holding the bag, aren't you? Oh, wait, hold on. Hey, here's a good one, guys. Here's a good one, all-in podcast members. Here we go. Let's do this. Let's laugh at retail investors, who is our entire audience, by the way. The only people who support us and watch us, retail investors. Let's laugh at them because we dumped our Solana on them. Here's a good one. Then what we'll do, later in the show, we'll talk about how big it is that Solana's got a partnership coming with MasterCard. And then the price will go up and we can do it all again. That's what happened. Who's smarter? Argument is not who's smarter. Argument over who's the greatest douchebag of them all. Is it the VC pencil neck? Or is it the retail trader so stupid that he literally laughs while getting dumped on and says, give me another? Which one? I'll let you decide. Low IQ, sir. Low IQ. Okay. Third biggest Bitcoin withdrawal year to date, $130 million. This is the third largest withdrawal from exchanges ever.
In dollars, though.
Yeah.
Right? Not in Bitcoin.
It's got to be in dollars. Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's got to be dollars. Roughly equates to over 6,000 Bitcoin. There you go. Okay. Big news. Bitcoin hits record 44 million non-zero addresses thanks to ordinals. Ryan Merriquin says, another daddy, another. That's what some of these idiots do. They literally, please, Chamath, please give me some more of your VC alpha. I'll follow your advice. And then you can dump on me more. Please, sir, please. It's like 50 shades of crypto idiocy over here. What do you think about these ordinals?
It's been a lot to to keep up with. At first, I thought I was going to come and go. I think it's entertaining more than anything. I think it's fun to watch.
To watch Bitcoin maxis.
Yes,
squirm.
I think they're bringing fun back to crypto again, or back to Bitcoin again, which is kind of cool. I think somebody did say that the take I agree with most is it's not as much NFTs on Bitcoin as it is rare Satoshis, like unique Satoshis. Yeah. I do think there's some potential downsides to them, just like anything, but
it's too nerdy for the average person.
I think it'll be, it's for too nerdy for the average person for sure. It's definitely for true Bitcoiners that understand what the network is, how it works. I don't think it's going to be a thing that sticks around forever. That's as relevant as it is now. What's that?
Did they have a sale when they did the first rollout of these?
Yes, there have been.
They sell on the secondary or on the open market,
right? But it's
was
not
like a mint sale.
Not really.
It doesn't work like that, right?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be nearly as relevant a year from now. I think it's just something fun to do while everything else is boring.
Yeah, ordinals are great. Robert Vermouth. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. With these, but it's making the addresses go up. So there you go. In February 13th, a report from Glassnode, the firm explained that for the first time in Bitcoin's 14-year history, a portion of network activity is being used for purposes other than peer-to-peer monetary Bitcoin transfers.
I think that should be considered a positive thing.
I was about to say, but thinking, you look at Ethereum, right? Ethereum's moving from use case to digital gold. Same way we saw Bitcoin go from peer-to-peer currency to digital gold, expanding its use case, right? Now being able to cover both as a hedgeable asset and as something functional. Is Bitcoin going to be able to make that same move? Will this become something big enough to where people think ordinals when they think Bitcoin? I don't think so. but it could, I guess. I think that basically it's going to be a hot run up until probably the next Bitcoin conference. And then after the next Bitcoin conference, people forget about them. Do you think there'll be a big focus at the next Bitcoin conference?
No, because the maxis hate it.
Yeah, but the Bitcoin magazine people aren't. They're not as hardcore maxi as you would think they are. They have to appease the people that help fund them, which are Bitcoin maximalists. But they had Kathy Wood was there last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kathy Wood's not a Bitcoin maximalist. She likes Ethereum. They did ban Chamath from talking, which is good. He's a little weasel. Now knowing more about Chamath, I'm really glad that happened. But they've had other smaller stages where they have people from that Floyd Mayweather promoting a random altcoin there last year. Right?
Yeah, did they?
He sure did. They tell us we can't speak though, because we can't speak here at BitBoy Crypto.
No.
At the Bitcoin, the mighty Bitcoin, the mighty Bitcoin people. But I think you will see some talk about this. I think they will probably make it a keynote. There will be some keynote around this. And it might be a keynote from, one of their maxis saying, this is not what we want. This is not what we don't want to go this way. We want people to be able to buy a Snickers in the gas station or a cup of coffee, Bitcoin. So I don't know. I wonder what the big narrative will be this year. Have we looked at the Bitcoin conference?
I don't even, when is it? It's in April or?
Yeah, it's in April. No, it's in May this year.
May?
They swapped it. So schedule is NFT NYC is like April 12th through the 14th. The cruise is the next week.
Gosh.
Which, by the way, we got somebody coming in and do the show for that week. I've already got it taken care of. I will tell you after the show. And then the Bitcoin conference is in May. So here it is. Payment plans available.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Is that what it said for real? It's bear market. Payment plans for your conference ticket for that thing that made you all the money Bitcoin. Oh my God. This is what I'm talking about. The Bitcoin maximalists are so stupid. They're so dumb. Guys, this is all about financial sovereignty, privacy and transactions, and being your own bank. By the way, make sure to check out what your credit is. See if you can afford a payment plan. It's so backwards. But we enjoy the Bitcoin conference. I think it's the best conference all year. I mean,
it is.
It is the best conference. It's the most fun. The most people. The people there are generally nice. But of course, you do have a couple bad apples all the time. But it's definitely something to see every year if you've never been. $700 for a ticket right now. What's that?
How much?
$700.
$699, $69.
$174.75 4 payments.
Oh my God.
You cannot make this. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. Gary set up SBF to get more control on crypto. FTX guy who got in no trouble was a mole. Oh, you talking about Dan Freeberg? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I would doubt that. Or are you talking about Sam Trabucco maybe? So veterans, this is from Crypto Stevo. Veterans can go to the Bitcoin conference at a significant discount. So if you served our country, first of all, thank you to you for that. And second of all, you get a discount. Also,
if you buy your tickets early, it's way cheaper.
Oh, yeah. We buy them the day they go on sale, which is like 2 weeks after the last conference.
Yeah.
So I think Ben hates Bitcoin. I don't hate Bitcoin. I don't. People have that idea because I like altcoins, but I always give Bitcoin its due. I love Bitcoin. It's got some issues. It's not perfect. It's like anything else, It's like the Falcons. Oh, they're far from perfect. They're far from perfect.
I don't know. I don't know if we could do that to Bitcoin compared to the Falcons.
Okay, let's compare it to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay. Kansas City Chiefs, they win the Super Bowl. Okay. Fluke penalty, whatever. I won't go there. They win the Super Bowl. But yet, they're the best team out there. But man, did you see how little receiver help they had? They basically have no receivers.
Yeah.
They don't have any receiver that can take the top off.
Good thing they got Travis Kelce.
They got Travis Kelce. They've got Pacheco. Man, he's such a great running back. He runs so hard. I love watching him run. They got no wide receivers. They could be a lot better if they could just add one wide receiver after they got rid of Tyreek Hill. They won, so you can't question them. It's great, but you can still criticize them. You can still say it can get better.
They're still number one.
Still number one.
But they can
That's
still
how
improve.
I look at Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Bitcoin's number one. I think they will pass it in market cap. I think next year, if they don't add a receiver, man, the Bills or the Bengals, they're going to catch them for sure. But, they still got Patrick Mahomes. He's still great. He's got all these great things about him. He's going to continue to do well. Even if they catch him, they're still going to do well. And the eventually they're going to be back in the Super Bowl again. So, all right, well, listen, let's bring in Scott here. We've got Scott Melker coming on the chat here. I need to refresh. Scott, what's up?
You wore that Bulldog shirt to insult me, didn't you?
Man, I just, you know what? There was nothing better than when I came back from my book tour and I was in the Atlanta airport and we're going up the escalator off the train and right there, everybody, welcome to Atlanta. It's got the back-to-back Georgia Bulldogs championship, you know?
And I remember 2006, 2007 when the Gators, I'm a Gator fan, had the 2 basketballs sandwiching the 1 football championship. There's no feeling like it, but that was a long time ago.
I went to that Final Four game. One of when it was in Atlanta, it was Florida versus
Georgia Dome. I was there for both of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually
Georgetown first, or
and then I'm trying to remember who it even was.
Ohio State was championship.
Old.
It was Greg Oden.
Yeah,
Ohio State was who they beat in the championship, I believe.
Yeah,
but yeah, good time,
and then Oden didn't do anything after that, sadly.
No, he looked like he was 64 years old when he was 20. You know, it's amazing how old that guy was.
Unbelievable.
Well, those knees, man. Well, you're that big, for sure. Well, cool. Well, Scott, listen, let's get into it. We just saw some, volatility on the market. You were on Around the Blockchain yesterday. We talked a little bit on there about, what's going on with some different things around Bitcoin. But just overall, like, what is your general sentiment when you're looking at this market? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I still believe that the bottom is in for the crypto market at the moment. And I thought it was in, frankly, in June of last year when we went down into the 17,000s. And I think the FTX saga obviously was a black swan that gave us sort of a second artificial bottom. But the very fact that we were up again to the same prices from before that 2 months later really means to me that that was more of an aberration than what would have happened if not for that black swan event. I mean, listen, CPI, PPI, jobs reports, all of this to me is just noise, right? At any given moment, one of the 400 Fed governors can come up and mumble some stupidity out of their mouth and change the market. And by tomorrow, we'll forget that they said it. We'll forget what the CPI print was. And as you can see today, I mean, Bitcoin is up slightly. We had the volatility to the up and down. There's just an excuse to, stop everyone out who's trying to trade with leverage on a big nothing burger. So yeah. For today, I don't think really anything's happening. I think it's the larger narratives that we need to look at. A lot of the stuff that you and I discussed, obviously, yesterday on Around the Blockchain.
Yeah, for sure. I think I really like what you said about the Bitcoin bottom being in already. I mean, I'm a big fan of that. We predicted last year it was going to happen in November. We said it for 6 months. And then after the midterm elections, it was a week earlier than we predicted. But, we were pretty close. Looking back, like, it's definitely, in my opinion, going to be really hard for anything to happen that's going to be so big and bad that it would push to new lows. So let me ask you this. We can talk about some of the macroeconomic stuff. But first, I want your thoughts on, I'm a 4-year cycle guy. I believe in the fundamentals of a 4-year cycle. We see the same thing. That's how I'm able to predict stuff. It's not because I'm smart. Just look, say, that's what happened before. Probably going to happen again. And it's usually pretty close. What are your thoughts on the strength that Bitcoin's showing right now at this stage of the market, where we should really be getting into kind of the doldrums of the bear market, the crypto winter, where people stop paying attention, the price goes sideways forever. And yet we're seeing Bitcoin very, very strong and react very well even to bad macroeconomic news. Do you think we're going to see something different than we saw the last cycles? Or do you think we're going to maybe see something, or we're going to see the same thing, where basically we expect kind of sideways this year, having a dump before or pump leading up to, small dump after, and then it goes up? Like, that's generally what we see. What do you think we're going to see?
I think we get the exact same cycle, and we look back and go, wow, there was a lot of noise in that cycle too, and there's noise in every single cycle. We all sort of survived the doldrums of 2018. But if you pull up the chart and look at the halving, like you said, November, December, January was a very predictable timing for the bottom. And then you just slowly rise, which is the most painful thing for people who are still waiting for those new lows, right? You're waiting for 12, you're waiting for 10, you're bidding 14, price 28, 30 a month later, 32 a month later. I mean, I think by the end of this year, we'll be ranging in the 30s, low 40s, something like that. And people will be talking still about how we need to go to new lows, go through the halving next May. And then all of a sudden, by the end of next year, we're testing the highs and people are freaking out and completely miss the boat. Now, listen, you talk about people ignoring the market. Usually at this part of the cycle, you do hear nobody talking about it. People are talking about it going to zero, or just, as you said, not talking about it at all. I think this time is different, but that's a good thing. The fact that people are talking about it means that we've just leveled up a higher low, if you will, on adoption and being a part of the mainstream news cycle. You don't go from being a ticker on CNBC to nothing, right? So we didn't have that in the past cycle. Nobody was talking about it at all. You'll remember those years, if you got a mention of Bitcoin in mainstream media, price would move like 20%, right?
Oh my gosh! On Silicon Valley, on the trailer, they showed Coinbase, the biggest news ever. Coinbase was on the intro for the show for the news season. It's crazy.
Yeah, and now that we're just a part of the mainstream news cycle, of course, we're not going to see that utterly disappear. And frankly, I mean, we had so many self-inflicted wounds in 2022 that it's going to be very hard for people to forget us.
Yeah.
But I do think that's all noise. I had great evidence of that. The fact that Genesis declared bankruptcy a few weeks ago and Bitcoin price just continued to rise right through it. I just think that any sort of contagion is largely priced in. You said it would take a lot to push it down. I mean, imagine Bitcoin losing more than 50% of its value from these levels for some reason. Where are the sellers? Who would that be? Anything short of literally a forced liquidation of GBTC within like a week's period of time, I just can't see that much selling pressure. Yeah,
and I think a lot of people would point to, I guess they maybe point to the regulation and say, like, oh, look at the regulation. It's coming. It's going to be very scary. If you guys see what they're positioning for, and we've been talking about this for months on channel, that they're positioning to go against stablecoins, which not really going to affect the overall crypto markets because you're still going to have the same liquidity. They're just going to have more USDC. That's probably what's going to happen if we see BUSD, if we see Tether kind of get moved out of the American market. You're going to see USDC take over even more, and they're going to buy more grants, and they're going to make it happen, so it's not going to affect liquidity, and it's not going to affect your ability to, invest in speculative assets. Stable coins and CBDCs, neither one of them take away from the value of people getting to speculate on assets. And that's where I think a lot of people get confused is CBDC, it's going to take out Bitcoin. No, actually, like Bitcoin's main use case right now is speculation. So now let's talk. Well, first, guys, make sure to check out Scott's channel. If you guys go to the top of the chat here, we have it pinned. You can find him, of course. Is it at Scott Melker on Twitter as well?
It's Scott Melker on Twitter, and everything's linked from there. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. You guys can check it out on Twitter. Do you have any charts? You maybe want to show?
I've always got charts. I wasn't planning on it, but easy. Yeah, let me. Now I just got to figure out how to share a chart. 1 second. Boomer, right?
Is it bottom
toggle screen sharing? I got it. Yeah,
it works most of the time.
Funny. The first chart that I have pulled up here is that 4-year halving chart. Literally the 4-year cycle halving chart, and you can see we ended up with the bottom here at sort of what I'll call November after F. But I was talking about the fact that I think the bottom would have been here, right? And that's that June low. And if you pull that back to the timing, that would have been 763, 770 days. Previous cycles were 777 from halving to bottom and 889. And you'll see that the only 3 times in history when RSI became oversold on the weekly chart was all those 3 bottoms, right? And this one, we got sort of that lower low with FTX right here, but that gave bullish divergence with RSI on the weekly, which had never happened, really. Right. And so that lends more credence to the idea that it was sort of that local bottom. I mean, I've got charts for days. I don't know what you want me to look at, but, there's a lot of reasons I believe that we were going to bounce to the upside today. One being, I love RSI. I love bullish divergences. This is the 4-hour. We had clear bullish divergence coming out of oversold RSI. I've been pointing this out for days. Same on Ethereum, same on the 6-hour chart, same on the 12-hour chart, same on a number of altcoins.
Which
this
chart?
is
What
the
hour?
4-hour. This is the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, which I love for bottoms and tops if you're actually trading it. Yeah. But you, like I said, you kind of got the same idea on the 6-hour, same idea here on the 12-hour, although it never hit oversold, right? The lower low on price, higher low on RSI. So really everything lining up to me. And then, I mean, you can take a look on the weekly. The main support that matters to me right now, this is the daily actually, and you could look on the weekly, 21,473. And we touched it exactly 4 days ago and slightly broke it yesterday before this little move up. But as I've been saying, as long as that 21,473 holds sort of locally for me, I just don't see a reason to be panicking or scared here that there's a top.
Yeah. Now, what are your thoughts on CME Gap that's right below $20,000? Do you take those seriously?
I don't take them too seriously because it's a guaranteed function of an inefficient market that's closed on the weekends. And obviously Bitcoin trades 24/7. The CME closes on the weekend. So unless you open and close at the exact same price, you're going to inevitably have these gaps. But that said, like, you know, if people are looking for them to fill, they generally do, right? It's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy like everything else with technical analysis. So sure, a quick wick down fills that gap and we continue to move up. Listen, I do think that at some point where we just went from 15 to 24, right? I think there's some retracement coming, right? So like, and I think, you know, maybe a quick break of 20 at some point in the coming month really scares people, convinces them we're in a new bear market right before we go heading back up. But right now, I just don't see any evidence that the bottom isn't in. I really think it is.
DJ, put up a poll. Let's see what people think in the chat. I think it'd probably be 90% think. You know, when I went around for my book tour, and at every place, there might have been one or two people out of 75 to 100 that thought maybe there's bottom still in. And what you see is, I think you said it really eloquently earlier, is that there's a lot of people that and look, we were certainly guilty of $100,000 in 2021. We thought it was going to happen. It didn't happen. And,
I was all over that.
We learned from that though. We learned not to be so adamant that for sure where it's going. But we've seen now on the bottom side, we've seen the bears are having to learn that similar thing where they were so dedicated to telling their followers, wait until $10,000 to $12,000, $14,000 at the highest, wait for that number and then pile in. When 15.2 didn't hit the number, time range predictable, number isn't always predictable. And now you got people that they're losing all of their credibility as they're continuing to chain themselves to this. No, I'm right. They're wrong. This is good. We're going lower. And it's really sad to watch people, doing that. But the more important part here is there's a lot of audience out there for tons of channels out there, tons of people. They may watch my channel, they may watch your channel, but they also may, watch somebody who was telling them to wait and they decided to wait. What kind of message would you have for somebody that was trying to hold out for that $10,000 to $14,000 bottom, and now we're, almost $10,000 above that?
Well, I mean, there's a few points there. Obviously, dollar cost averaging slowly through any market, but especially through a bear market, is the most proven long-term strategy that there is. If you think that Bitcoin's going to 100,000, 250,000, a million, which I do legitimately, I'm never going to look back and be like, damn, I bought at 15.5 instead of 14,000 and missed that extra $1,000 of profit. Right. And so I think it's really important to zoom out and understand that most money is not made by catching the dead bottom and selling at the dead top. And to those influencers who are pegged to a position, you're only as good as your last call, right? Yeah, and it's unfortunate. Like we saw Plan B literally get millions of followers in 3 months last year. And I love Plan B, by the way. Yeah. But he got millions of followers because he nailed these predictions 2 or 3 months in a row. Price was within $1,000 of where he said it would be. And then when inevitably the market turned, everybody unfairly hated him, right? And so I think that the message that people need to understand is that influencers, yourself, anyone who's trading, making predictions, trying to enter the market is just taking an educated guess, and literally nobody has a crystal ball or knows what's going to happen. And so assuming that you don't know what's going to happen, you should be investing slowly, boring, with 70% of your capital, and trying to trade maybe with 15, 20% if you think that you can catch a bottom or the top. But the rest, listen, these cycles play out over and over again. It's interesting. You said you could do a poll and everyone thinks we're going to 10, 12, 14. But if you polled the same people and said, do you think eventually Bitcoin will trade higher than $69,000? 100% of them would say yes.
Yeah.
Right? So where's the cognitive dissonance there? We all believe it's going way up, but you're not willing to buy it at 15 or 16 or 17,000 because you need it to be at 12 or 14. That's just greedy. That's just, like I said, cognitive dissonance. And that's never going to play out unless you just happen to, hit the right lottery numbers and catch it at the exact bottom, especially if you're trying to trade it with leverage or anything like that. I would say all of these prices are good buying opportunities if you don't need the money tomorrow and if you're willing to wait.
Agreed.
Yeah. I think there's, another YouTuber, James Crypto Guru, I love what he says. Yeah, I was on an interview with him. He said, you just don't want to miss the meat of the move. You don't want to miss the meat of the move. The meat of the move on the way down, it's already happened. Even if we did get another bottom, it's already happened. We told people back in September, October of 2021. Guys, if you're brand new to this market, I would just wait at this point. You know, Bitcoin's at $50,000. Like, honestly, that's the advice I was telling my friends. And you know who's really enjoying life right now? My friends in real life who listen to me, that I got that advice from, that I said, you know what? Just wait. There will be a bear market. If Bitcoin goes up even 2x from $50,000, you're going to be much better served to just wait and get in the bear market. And that's what people did. And I think just a quick note on everything you said was dead on. Quick note about Plan B. I think it's very important to understand. I was also a big fan of Plan B. I used that stock and flow chart religiously. Like, that was a lot of the reason why I thought Bitcoin was going to 100K. But when it doesn't hit, you got to pivot. I think Plan B's big mistake is he refused, kind of like we see with some of these $10,000 to $14,000 guys right now, refused to say, maybe I need to rework this thing. It may not be right anymore. Like, maybe I need to look at something different instead of like double down, triple down, quadruple down. You know, some of the smartest people in the world, all the smartest people in the world, they're capable of taking in new information, admitting they were wrong, and reworking something new. So,
strong opinions loosely held. It's one of my favorite statements in the world. Even the sailors of the world and some of the biggest Bitcoin bulls in history were skeptics and sort of even haters at the beginning, right? And once you really go down the rabbit hole, you understand it, and then you pivot. If you're emotionally attached to opinion, then you care more about being right than you do about being profitable, and that means you're going to eventually lose all of your money.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, don't forget to follow Scott. We got his information pinned in the chat. And just a quick update on our poll right now, 1,000 votes. 67% of people say yes. It just changed. 68% of people say yes, bottom is in. 32% still holding out. Very interesting. So I think you can say Richard Hart's Hexagon Army is strong in the chat, probably. But yeah, that's a much higher number than I expected. I mean, I would think right now after what we've seen.
Me too, but maybe we're influencing them with our conversation, right? So maybe we get an extra 10% bump for us both being convinced.
Well, I think it's actually, I would have thought that would have made it stronger. The bottom is in, but
right.
30%, man, that's
still a lot of people believe that it's not. Yeah. And listen, I mean, if we're talking charts and levels, really, to me, the bear case dies, at least technically, at 25,212. I know it seems like a very exact number, but that's the last lower high that we've had in this structure. Since 69K, we've only had lower highs and lower lows and a long series of those.
Yeah.
Bear market structure is still intact unless we break above 25,212. And so they can stay bearish until then, in my opinion, and say, listen, this is a bear market bounce. Okay, but if we break that number, we have a higher high. And if you believe in technical analysis, that is the end of bearish market structure.
Man, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for the day.
Me too. I would
all these people to come in and say, all right, you were right. I was wrong. There's nothing that makes me feel better than that.
They'll never say it. They'll never say it. That's the point. It'll be 42,000 and they'll still be saying biggest bull trap of all time. Right?
What a great clickbait that would be. All right, Scott, thanks so much for coming on, man. Always amazing to have you on. Look forward to having you on again in the future. Are you going to, let's see, what conference? Are you going to be at NFT NYC or the Bitcoin conference?
I just got back from the Satoshi Roundtable in Dubai, so now I have nothing on the docket, but I do think I'm going to end up going to Miami and maybe Consensus in Austin. We'll see.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there as well. So, all right.
At both? Awesome.
Yeah. All right, take it easy, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Peace.
I like Scott. Consensus, where I met him for the first time in person. That's actually not true. I actually met him in 2019 at World CryptoCon at that party, at that bar where Michael Nye was wearing that coat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a club, like a rooftop club bar kind of place.
People do not understand the fun y'all missed. Yeah. Those were such great times of just, and all the people that were in that room, you pretty much would know now.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing to watch what happened.
That's where I met the CEO of Bybit was there.
Yeah, Ben. Yeah, he was there. I talked to him at that conference as well. So
I was like, iconic in our own minds, at least. But
look, most famous collector at a Beanie Baby conference. That's what I am.
That's a great analogy.
What I am. All right, Zero Hedge CPI forecast by banks. You can see what they were predicting. Some said 64.4%. Let's see. Goldman Sachs, Bloomberg, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley all said that. So,
It's interesting to see the one, like they all had the insider information, I guess.
yeah, I know. I was saying there's a big one.
Those are the ones that always seem to get it right. They're the ones that revise this. Like, oh, we need to revise this up. You know.
Yeah. Huge CPI revisions. Price rose much faster than originally reported for months. Shocker. You mean they were playing with the numbers?
Yeah. I heard a lot of the CPI increase this year, I think, is coming from housing or shelter, which again is the slowest one to filter in. So I don't think it's as substantial. Like we've been saying the whole time, not as substantial as it seems like.
Yeah. Well, they're just going to continue to play with the numbers, guys. It's all about politics. It's all about winning the next election. Food and beverage revisions. Food and beverage down quite a bit. That's good. It seems Thanksgiving turkey you bought cost more than they said. Oh, wow. Look, you're talking about original versus revised. This is where they go back in later and they told you they lied about the turkey. Let's see. They're negative payrolls, blah, 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 blah. Okay, there you go. Digital dollar proponent Lael Brainerd to take over economic advisor role. Now, she is on CFTC, right?
Probably will say.
By naming digital dollar advocate. Oh, she's Federal Reserve Vice Chair. That's what she is. I think she worked at CFTC, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Move significant for the crypto industry. Excuse me, because Brainerd is a proponent of a U.S. CBDC. Remember, guys, you cannot stop it. It is coming. Look, I love Seth. Remind your biz. He's a great guy. I love Seth. Around the blockchain yesterday, they asked him about the CBDC. He said this. One word. Resist. Great. On an individual basis, on an individual level, you can resist. You can simply choose to make your life much, 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 much more difficult and only use Bitcoin. You can do that. There are ways you can do it. You can use a crypto.com card. It's one way you can do it. And, you are converting over to cash at the time, at chunks at a time. There's other cards that it's literally coming out as crypto value. It's getting exchanged to the party that's receiving it. But when you pay it, you're sending out crypto. There are things you can do. It's an advertisement for Bitcoin when people find out how bad these things are going to be. If we continue to give this narrative to people that we have the ability to stop a CBDC from coming, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. We're going to lose. We're going to get so focused on trying to resist, and not focused on what can we actually do that would prevent the nightmare doomsday scenarios that we think could occur from occurring. It's very simple. You just go through regulation. You make sure these things are regulated so it's not connected. You demand, as United States people, we demand that the government doesn't have the right to take away our ability to spend our own private money. And that's what they're saying. We become the CCP. That's what we become. When the government is able to determine who does and who does not spend money, that's the Chinese Communist Party. Okay? So we have to focus, in my opinion, on what we can change. The inevitability of a CBDC will not be stopped. No. It's I say it all the time, the same reason why Bitcoin will eventually win is the same reason why CBDC is going to win in the short term. Financial and technological evolution. That's what it is. We all use digital for everything. It makes sense that our money goes digital. It makes sense that we have a built-in government wallet. It makes sense. The downside of that, the scary things about it, that's what we can work together to try to change before it gets in place. And what's going to happen is if everybody just has this attitude of resist, I respect it. I know why he says it. I agree with why he says it. I just don't think that's the route. Because if we go that route, then all of a sudden we're going to wake up one day and realize, wow, we wasted 3 years while they were rolling this out, thinking we could stop it. And now it's worse than we thought it was going to be. Because we didn't do the stuff on the front end to try to fight it, understanding the inevitability of it. So,
yeah, I consider it, I mean, it's really, like you said, it's an evolution of technology and banking. It's really not much different than the U.S. it will be different on some levels of the US dollar, but I view it as the same way you resist, the US dollar. Like, it's a necessary evil for day-to-day transactions, but you don't want to store all of your savings in the US dollar, just like you're not going to want to store all of your savings in a CBDC. You're going to have to probably use it to interact some way within the environment that you're in. Like you said, if you're using it to convert, if you're holding whatever you need in an operating account that way. But if you're exiting most of your stored capital, your stored energy, your future resources into other assets, that's the best resistance I think we can have for CBDCs, in my opinion. Just like 100%. The dollar.
Yep. 100%. Okay. Yeah, guys, smash the like button if you like the fact that we're here fighting for you. Somebody said that. Appreciate that. All the support, guys. MC Crypto says that DeSantis is already supporting no credit scores, or no credit, what do they call it? Social credit scores tied to CBDC.
Oh, gosh.
In Florida. He's supporting that's what we've been saying. That's part of the regulation. We need to support no social credit scores tied to your money.
No individual ESG scores tied to your money.
No.
They're going that direction too.
Yeah.
Scary stuff.
If you're on a sidewalk, you pass gas, you're not allowed to spend your money. We could have a detector for that. I have one for cows. Okay. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, after we called him out yesterday, heads to Washington to talk crypto regulators amid SEC crackdown. I don't know who he was talking to.
Well, did you see the tweet? Basically, he was there. They canceled the meeting on him. And so he pretty much put out like, hey, anybody who wants to come through, come through. I saw that.
Yeah. Let's see. He was meeting with, he's with a senator. Is that who it was in that picture?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Who was in that picture that he took? Let's go look real quick. Brian Armstrong, Twitty. Is it this one that had the picture in it? There it is. Who are these people?
No idea.
Are they Coinbase people?
I recognize the guy in the middle there.
No, that guy just looks like all the other guys that look like that.
You can't say that.
Yeah. So I don't know who these people are. Who are they, guys? I don't know.
I know. That's something.
Brian.
Like we've got a joke in the basement. It's something Allie made when we were the conversation. I think when DZ was down there, somehow they were comparing him to Vin Diesel or The Rock or something. And she said they look like the thumb people from. Did you ever see Spy Kids? The thumb people in Spy Kids?
I've not seen Spy Kids. I'm a little too old to watch that movie.
Yeah.
Your demographic, not mine. 7 years makes a big difference. But I generally know what that would mean.
Yeah, the thumb. Yeah, and he's definitely in the thumb person family with the bald look there. And if you haven't seen that, it's definitely worth looking up.
Okay.
Not today. We're running short on time. But
how this company snitched on Binance to get an advantage in a stablecoin race. In document, company accused Binance, talking about Paxos, I believe, right? Mm-hmm. Paxos is the one that snitched him out.
No. Circle snitched out Paxos.
Oh,
I saw that. Came from Bloomberg anyway.
So, in the document, company accused Binance of stablecoin BUSD operating without proper reserve management. According to a person familiar with the matter, all this stuff was coming up in the FTX versus Binance saga. Paxos and Binance ended their multi-year partnership upon a request of the New York State Department of Financial Services. Regulators claimed Paxos failed to address unresolved issues regarding BUSD. State regulators stated the following in a statement cited by Bloomberg. Paxos is unable to work with Binance in a safe and sound manner based on extensive supervisory engagement, recent examination, and failure of Paxos to remediate material issues related to Paxos issued BUSD in a timely manner. Paxos failed to address key deficiencies requiring further department action, ordering Paxos to cease minting Paxos issued BUSD. The department is monitoring closely. God, it's so crazy. All this stuff's happening.
It is crazy. It's wild.
We throw out a lot of stuff on the show, a lot of theories. We lay out a lot of scenarios. Some stuff we have some inside info that we know. Sometimes we're just putting things together just like you are. To watch this play out, the way exactly like we said for the last 3 years it's going to play out. Mm-hmm. And now we're here in the middle of it. It's unbelievable to watch.
It is wild.
Unbelievable. How did we miss the whole Binance thing was about the stablecoin? How did we miss it? It was right there in front of us. We missed it. We reported on it every single day, that's for sure. Okay. Let's see. Nearly $1 billion in crypto exits. Binance amid regulatory scrutiny. More Binance FUD. There it is. Binance is fine. SEC case against Sam Bankman-Fried postponed pending criminal trial. Charges can wait until the Department of Justice case against the FTX founder concludes. a judge says. So basically what's going on here is the SEC is going to get the last seat at the table.
Yep.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because they had the first seat at the table. Literally at a table with Sam Bankman-Fried sat Gary Gensler, Ryan Miller, Joe Bankman, I believe, might have been there as well. Sam Bankman-Fried. This is another reason why you know Gary Gensler just sucks at his job. If he's not corrupt, which he is, but if he wasn't, he literally met with the biggest fraud in human history as the top regulator in the United States of financial fraud and couldn't put 2 and 2 together.
Not the first time the SEC has done that either.
Nope. Allowed a lot of people to that made off with a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Prosecutors said last week a pause would save time and resources. This is the argument. A pause would save time and resources.
Wow.
No, you're gonna let it all play out because y'all are last. Y'all get the last seat at the table. Ben, please stop funding the existence of aliens. Guys, you got to prove to me that they exist. I don't have to prove to you they don't exist. They don't exist. Show me one. There you go. So you got to pull a picture of Gary Gensler right now. Or his Robbie. Were they Siamese twins, you think? They were conjoined at one time. That's how the bald heads came to be.
I
can see it. I can see those 2 Genslers attached. If they bent over and looked like this, that thing would be thick. Okay. Court-approved sale of certain FTX investment tokens and equity shares, bankruptcy, yada, yada, yada. Alameda spent $5.3 billion across 473 investments. They put a lot of money into SWE blockchain. Ooh, SWE. Big SWE.
Interesting.
That's one to watch, guys. I'm telling you, watch for SWE. Watch for SWE. Galaxy Digital gets approval for Bahamas subsidiary. Okay. Hear me out. Bahamas?
Yeah.
Crypto company? I hear there's some room there.
Seems legit. There's some real estate.
All right. CoinLedger. Don't forget to get your crypto taxes done in minutes. Thank you to CoinLedger, excuse me, for sponsoring this segment. Guys, it is the TurboTax of crypto tax software. Not only do they do everything nicely and neatly for you, but they also have it where you can send it right to TurboTax to complete it. Tax forms. Everything's free on here until you got to pay.
Yeah. Well, no, we actually have a special offer, free $300 tax report if you click the link in the description.
Isn't it a giveaway? They're giving away one. Everybody gets that?
Well, yeah. Enter to win.
Enter to win. Thank you. Enter to win. Yeah, and that link is down in the description. You guys can check out CoinLedger. But the way that it works is you can do all the work on the front end for free. And then once you get your tax documents, they're ready, whether it's connected through API or you upload them manually and they populate, that's when you have to pay. So you pay per tax document to send those off to TurboTax if that's what you use. So definitely check out CoinLedger. Very good company. I think formerly called Crypto Tax something. It was a big company before. But now it's even better because it's CoinLedger. They should steal that slogan. That's a good one. All right. How the SEC could reshape Ethereum's staking landscape for the better by shutting down Kraken's staking service, as he could shift power over Ethereum towards solo stakers and decentralized alternatives. I mean, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was. That's what I was saying. I think we said that on this show. Like, really, ultimately, all this stuff around Gary Gensler going after staking isn't going to be bad for decentralized finance over time. It sounds really scary, but it's actually going to force, because people are motivated to make money.
Yeah.
And so that will, if it's no longer easy to just give it all to Coinbase or give it all to a staking service and let them do it for you, they're not just going to give up on it. Some people will, but the vast majority will be like, all right, I'll download this wallet, because there's plenty of easy to use software wallets where you can self-manage and self-custody your assets while also staking. You know, Trust Wallet, Exodus Wallet, a lot of those. So it's just going to push people towards those things, and it does make the network more decentralized and stronger over time.
Yeah, well, that's financial technological evolution. Remember that phrase. Applies to a lot of different stuff. Okay, so there you go. We got OFAC compliant blocks on Ethereum hit 3-month low 47%. We're gonna be doing a video on this, explaining what all this means, the OFAC stuff. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. ApeCoin leads in NFTs and metaverse market share, but are Ape's hefty staking rewards sustainable? Let's see. In January, ApeCoin had an underwhelming performance. Metaverse and Sandbox did pretty well. Token's been heavily shorted in the futures market ever since the launch. Who's doing the shorting? I don't know. Ape will see significant token dilution this year. Not great.
Yeah, that's something to keep an eye on.
Yep, definitely something to watch. Okay. NFC influencer Kazuo Demichi donates 22 digital artwork to Akuma. Cool. Contagion.
Is that a punk wearing a mask?
It was. New XRP. Wow, man. Weren't the punks created in 2008, 17? Did they predict the pandemic?
It's like The Simpsons.
Wow, amazing. New XRP listing announced by Japanese crypto platform. So here we go. It's not relisting, but they are listing XRP. As shared by crypto enthusiasts at Sento Sumazuba, Japanese company Fuel Hash Crypto Asset Management platform just announced support for XRP, the 6th largest crypto in terms of market cap. It's now a supported asset on the platform. Join the likes of USDC, USDT, BTC, ETC, and BNB. Whew, thank God they got a place in Japan to buy Ethereum Classic. Uphold announces cashback rewards for XRP users. So there you go. New York digital money platform Uphold has announced cashback for XRP users. So that's fun. Crypto payment platform Wirex, which has an XRP wallet, among others, is a global Visa payment partner to support collaboration in major markets. So there you go. That's your XRP story for the day. We threw the X up a little bit earlier today, so I didn't throw it up this end of the show, but there it was, just for y'all. We could go, hey, once we win the lawsuit, it's going to be XRP, suck it. That's what it's going to be. You know, you say, ugh. That's going to be a thing. I want to make that a thing. Do you know what that's from?
Yeah.
Yeah, from wrestling. From wrestling.
Yeah.
All right, guys. What's that?
Which one? F or E?
Those are still WWF days.
I think so.
Are you talking about WCW or WWE?
I guess.
WWF
Came
to
after.
WWE was just a rebrand.
Right.
Because WWF got sued by the World Wildlife Foundation, and had to change the acronym.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling when I was a kid.
What?
I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of stuff, though.
It's just a sport.
Yeah.
It's competition. Guys out there competing in the ring. Who's going to get the best special finisher on somebody? Man, let me tell you, you know what? When I was a kid and we used to wrestle in the neighborhood, which we did have a belt and I was a champion all the time, but whatever. You try to get somebody in one of those special moves. And it's weird. Those big giant men in the ring, they can do it. But when you're fighting another 11-year-old, you can't get him in a lion tamer. And you start to realize, there's a reason they could do all those special moves. All right, guys, that's all we got for today. Maybe y'all can show me y'all special moves.
Oh, come hang out for Blockchain Basement here in 10 minutes.
10 minutes, Blockchain Basement. Check it out. Also, would you be my Valentine? And still, for 32 Valentine's days in a row, I'd like to say, F you, Amanda Biffle. Thank you.